Hey, it must be Thursday. No, wait. It's only Wednesday.
Man, you're already starting off the show fun. Rob, it's Wednesday. We made it.
You know what? We need to change the show to Thursday because then it would be Thrive on Thursday. I like that.
I
There
like
we
that
go.
a lot.
I
But
do
hey,
too.
it's Wednesday. I'm Jason Webb.
I'm Rob Patz. And someday I'll learn actually what day of the week it is.
We've made it to Thrive with Rob and Jason. We got some good guests today, Rob. But before we get into that, we have a Super Bowl set.
We do. But first, before that, can I get OH?
I-O.
You gotta get this right. We're gonna train Jason how to do that. National champions.
I know.
The Ohio State Buckeyes. Do you know they're one of the? I was thinking about this, and to be honest with you, and for those of you watching, I was watching the inaugural stuff. To be honest, and my family is huge, like Ohio State people. I mean, like it's scary. And we all watched the inaugural stuff. We'd flip back and forth. JD Vance I voted for him before anyone knew who he was. Thank you very much. JD was even having him like feed him scores during the event. So yeah, it was funny.
Well, I saw that he goes, "You think the president would mind if I missed the inauguration to go to the national championship?" He did say that as a joke.
Yes, he did. And so, great victory for Ohio State. The best team money could buy, $20 million. But hey, it's you know what? If you're crying about it, get your team to pony up some more cash and come play with the big boys. That's my take on that.
That's the game these days, right?
That's the only thing. And you see these schools like what happened at UNLV where the quarterback left and stuff. Hey, the great quarterback, young kid's going to have a great career elsewhere. But reality is the big guys are paying it. And this pains me because the radio station I own is an Alabama football station. Tide is done. I mean, they're that whole SEC thing. I mean, Texas looked good, but really can't count Texas as part of the SEC. Can you?
We can. They came in the first year and they actually, they fought for an SEC championship. They went through there, and you talk about, teams that spend well. Texas is the top team. I think their roster was $26 million.
It was $26 million. Can you imagine that?
No, not for college, right? But the best team money can buy. We got next year is even going to be better with Arch Manning coming in. But yes, I think they're
think so?
The SEC. Oh yeah, I think they're ready.
Do you think really? Here's okay, and we'll get to the Super Bowl part here in just a second. But this is, and I love the Mannings. Please, this is no shade against any of the Mannings. I like them all. But do you think that Arch Manning is ready now, and he wasn't ready last year?
Oh no, I think he was totally ready. As you saw, he stepped into a few games there when Ewers was down, and he did well. He had almost 1,000 yards passing. Man, the kid can rush. He's the only Manning that can run. Besides, well, I guess Cooper Manning can run, but man, he did well.
Yeah, and what a family! Just to think of how that turned out. Holy cow! I mean, you've got what pressure though for him when you say, okay, Peyton and Eli, and I liked Eli. I was not one of the haters on Eli, but Eli not nearly as talented as Peyton was, and to have both of them as your relatives, and you're now thinking, oh my word, I have to follow in these footsteps. I have to be good enough. It is not just good enough, not just making the NFL. For most people, making the NFL, hey, that's an accomplishment. But no, I got to go out as a quarterback and win the Super Bowl at some point. Yeah. Exactly. Otherwise, I'm not part of the family.
Yep. Yeah. You got to carry that legacy and that name. And that's a big burden to carry, right?
Oh, I can't imagine. So this 2 weeks from today, we'll talk about it next week, I'm sure. 2 weeks from today, the Super Bowl, the Kansas City Chiefs and Taylor Swift versus the Philadelphia Eagles.
I love it how you put in the Taylor Swift piece. I'm a Bronco fan, being from Colorado here, and we talked about this before the show. They're in the same division. That does not mean I'm going to be rooting for them. I do respect them as a team. Don't get me wrong. Patrick Mahomes, great quarterback, but I'm still rooting for Philadelphia.
And you got to wonder, and I think part of it is kind of interesting about the whole Taylor Swift thing, which we did mention because we're getting the algorithm. We
Yes.
mentioned it like several times, and all these
Taylor
Swifties
Swift,
will go
Taylor
like,
Swift,
"What are those
Taylor
two
Swift.
old dudes talking about Taylor Swift for? That's gross. Oh, gross." Anyway,
It's the truth. Hey, Rob, before we get into that, I forgot.
yeah,
I'm wearing my shirt today, buddy. He is
I
king.
noticed. I noticed. I love this one.
Got this one?
Um, and
Throw it
if
up there.
you would have actually put the QR code, there you go, the QR code up, so we can do this. This is neat. You need to check this out. These are shirts that Jason is wearing because he's younger and he can pull off wearing t-shirts still. I'm older now and I can't do that. By the way, last time you're going to see the gray, we're getting it cut and fixed this week. We'll be back to blonde.
Hey guys, on He Is King or He Is King right there. You can jump on there. Check out the shirts. Code is ATV10. As you see there, that gets 10% off. Just being viewers of our show. Again, ATV10. Check out He Is King. I'll keep the QR code up on the top of the screen there, Rob, where people can check it out.
It's over there.
Yep.
But okay, Super Bowl predictions really quick. Super Bowl predictions, so we can get on with our day here and not keep our guests waiting any longer. Predictions.
Philadelphia by 7. I'm going to say 35-28.
So you're homing it because you just don't like the Chiefs.
Nope.
I don't know. I mean, it'd be cool for Saquon.
Yes.
To leave
I
the
really
Giants,
like him.
And I like him, but I gotta believe it's three-peat. First time ever to happen. I think we got a three-peat. I think it's going to be Kansas City, and I'm not just picking Kansas City because I'm trying to be opposite of Jason, but no, I feel it's their time.
Yes. The three-peat, it could happen. Yeah, you got to respect them. They've done it. They've been there. They know how to win, especially Mahomes. So I wouldn't put it by them to win, but doesn't mean I'm going to root for them, Rob.
That's right. Hey, tell us about our first guest.
Awesome. Today we have two guests. The first guest we have is Jess Kuemmerlin, a guy that I actually went to college with. Jess underwent a life-changing transformation, stepping out in faith and purpose. He co-founded Kingdom Health. He helps people reverse chronic diseases through nutrition, working alongside biochemist Belden Coleman, how they created this program. Jess has brought the faith aspect into this, a devoted husband and father. Jess is passionate about faith-driven health and healing. Welcome, Jess.
Welcome. Thank you guys for having me here. Super excited to be here.
Yes, man. See, you got your shirt on there too. See, I love it. Kingdom Health. So I would love to get into this and what your purpose is with Kingdom Health. I know we've had you on the show previously, but really, why Kingdom Health?
Yeah, why Kingdom Health is, especially in the health field and industry today, there is a lot of partial truths. And I think if I were to ask people watching right now, who's been on a health journey or is in the middle of a health journey right now, and probably a lot of people are raising their hand. And yeah, we can attest to that. And it's something that we do. It's like a cycle. It's like, okay, I'm trying a diet, I'm off diet, I'm trying a diet. And it's this perpetual of, well, hey, I've tried all these things and nothing worked. And I guess just being tired and having less vitality as I grow older is just something that we have to get used to. This is just what normal is. And what Kingdom Health is about is putting God at the center of our health, putting God at the center of our health. And why is that so important? Well, if we want to know how our bodies work, we need to go to the creator and source of our bodies. And if we can do that, it goes against so much of the conditioning of the world where, hey, you're getting older, you're just going to be tired, you're going to be all these things, when actually, if we go to God and just see how he created us and our design, we've been designed to flourish. And not just when we're young or just a season of our lives, but this is something that can happen until we cross to the other side of eternity. And this is something that we want to do, is really focus on, let's put God, the creator of our bodies, at the center of our health, and then do this in a way where we can step into our kingdom assignments at the highest levels. So that's where we're energetic, we're vibrant, and we are playing to expand the kingdom for our Heavenly Father. So that's what Kingdom Health is all about.
I love it. I'm a part of this as well with Kingdom Health and this journey. There's been a lot of changes within my body, my faith, all these pieces within this. The one thing that I love that you bring to the table with Kingdom Health is God is the focus. It's not about it's not about this supplement, that supplement, these pieces, that pieces. It's about truth, right?
Amen. Amen to that. And I think that's a big thing. If we look at the world today, a lot of health journeys are done by ourselves. And we know as believers that isolation, this is where we get weaker
Yes.
within a community and the church. And we do this health journey by ourselves. We try the newest fad, we try these things. And it's something that we just naturally have been conditioned not to do with God. It's like, okay, I'm going to do this by myself. Or, hey, if I don't tell anyone and I do this, like I don't have to say anyone when it doesn't work or when it stops
Yep.
working, right? When God has designed us at a cellular level, and this is what I've learned after 7 years now of learning how the body actually works, is that He's designed us at a cellular level to have energy, to have vitality, to actually the body gets rid of excess weight for us. This is all within our DNA. Like he wrote these things into how we were designed, and they are unlocked by learning how simply our bodies work, but more importantly, how nutrition can unlock that. But again, that starts by going to Him first to say, well, how did He design us? Like, what are His plans for us? And by getting to know Him deeper and connecting with Him and being able to communicate with Him, this is where we can lay down all of our past failed attempts and all the challenges that we might encounter within a health journey, so that He can speak to us and we can actually take those very actions that maybe in the past we couldn't. And more importantly, by learning how we were designed, meaning that, hey, we can actually tap into energy and all these things that we want with our health today through basic nutrition,
Amazing.
meaning
Well,
plants and animals. I mean, this is
that's the
where.
really cool piece of this that it brought me back into the fold with this and seeing, again, it's not pills, it's not nutrition. It is nutrition, but it's not pills. It's not taking away certain things. It's really just the truth and how God designed our bodies and what He's put on this earth for our bodies to basically process this stuff. What people can look up Kingdom Health, just kingdomhealth.life, right? That's the website. I'll put it back up here again. A couple things. I'd like you to get into kind of the reason why of Kingdom Health, and maybe in our audience who should check this out.
Right. So I think you asked two great questions. And why Kingdom Health is that, if we walk into, and I'm just going to speak from my experience because I actually live abroad and I've lived abroad for 15 years. So I've really traveled the world. I've lived in four different continents, and I've been to a lot of churches within my walk. And something that I see as a constant as I've gone into these different churches all across the world is that the family of believers, we're tired, we're sick. Like we have normalized that, hey, this is just what it means to get older. And we talk about, hey, how do we play offense? How do we spread the kingdom? How do we spread the gospel? Well, how can we do that if we're tired, if we're constantly battling illness, if we're doing all these things? And, there was this moment about 2 years ago when God tapped me on the shoulder and said, look, everything that you've learned about the body and how you can unlock all these great things is something that I want you to share with the believers. And not just today, but for generations to come, is that, hey, the body, which there's so much confusion about today, I've designed it in a way to flourish. And I've seen this in the past 7 years of how nutrition can actually reverse so many things that we're dealing with today. Type 2 diabetes, autoimmune diseases, I think, heart disease, I mean, all these diseases that we're dealing with an epidemic, these can all be corrected by the body through nutrition. And the why is really to help believers get these practical tools so that they can step into the energy and vitality to really step fully into their kingdom assignments.
Yeah.
Because what would happen if we've had great leaders in the past that could have been here for another 10 years? what would be the ripple effects to that? And it is, God has designed each one of us with specific gifts. And if we can step, more into those gifts and do them for a longer period of time here, and we do this as brother and sisters of the King, like, just think of the possibilities of that. And
Great.
this is why, we want to bring Kingdom Health to really give hope and inspiration
Mhm.
to the body of believers that, hey, whatever you've experienced in the past with your health, we want to give you new hope. And it
Yes.
comes from putting God at the center of this process, getting to know more of how He designed us, but more importantly, how He's designed our bodies to flourish. And it happens through taking these simple actions that come through nourishing our body with nutrition.
Man, that is awesome. Like you said, God has given us these gifts, and I believe one of your gifts that's been given is healing, and you're doing that through education, nutrition, all of these pieces. Jess, man, I'm a big part of this. It's changed my life, as you know. Highly recommend anybody to come check out kingdomhealth.life. If you're on a health journey, if you want truth and information on this stuff, check it out there. There's a lot of free resources that are going to be offered through this. It's going to be expanding, and man, this is amazing, Jess. Thank you so much for being on the show here, sir.
No, 100%. I think just to answer your question, it is like, who's this for? And it's, if you are thinking about going on a health journey, if you are on a health journey, or if you've done one in the past, because
Yeah,
I think we could raise our hand at all three of those.
exactly.
This is a great place for you to really try something different where you put God at the center of this process.
Mhm.
Because again, I'm going to raise my hand. I did it for decades without Him as part of the
Yes,
process.
yes,
So,
yes, yes. Man, that is cool. Thanks, Jess.
no, appreciate you guys.
Rob, Jess is awesome,
Yes,
as you
sir.
know. One of my dear friends and close brothers in Christ. His journey is amazing with Kingdom Health.
It was awesome that he was a lineman for you while you were.
We did play football together in college. Yes.
Yes, you did play football together. That was being funny. Jess is a great guy, and if you get a chance to talk with him,
Mhm.
see him at an event or something, you need to check out. Jess has got great energy. I love just being around him. He pumps me up.
Well, hey, Rob, man, I am super excited about our next guest. Should
It's
I
a
start with
tall
an
order.
introduction? It is a tall order.
Yes.
Our next guest is Rob Clark, the father behind that tall family, a viral brand, 4 million followers. You've had 4 billion views of your videos. Your entire family's tall, as we just talked with Jess on his side. He's got some tall members in his family as well. But man, this is incredible. Thank you, Rob, for being on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.
Yes. So I got to get into this. How tall is the family? But before we even get into everything, you've already listed it down, but let's tell the audience.
Yeah, we'll go from tallest to shortest. My son's 7'1", I'm 6'6", and then my daughter's 6'2", and then we get in. My wife is 5'9", and but then we get into the short side of the family. My daughter, that we joke, she's a short one at 5'10", and I still got a son that's 13, so he's just starting to grow now, but he'll probably be around 6'4" to 6'6".
That is crazy. And
Yeah.
we've been talking a lot about sports today. Of course, that's kind of what we do. You are an assistant director of athletics too, right?
Right. Yeah. I also work for the college
Yeah.
where my wife and I met, Greenville University, located about an hour east of St. Louis, a small Christian university.
Mhm.
We moved back to the area because we have family here, and then an opportunity opened up to help the school a little bit, and so that's been fun to do for the last couple of years.
Amazing. So when we start talking about your family and how you got into the social media side of this and the presence, tell me the story behind the viral sensations, the videos. Tell me all of that.
Well, yeah, when we moved down to the US right when the pandemic hit. And so we were living in Canada, my wife's hometown. We decided to move down to the US. It just felt like it was a better place for our family. We ended up in Michigan because I got an opportunity to work at a job there actually a college as well. But it was during that time pandemic hit, so everything shut down. Schools were shut down, no sports, no restaurants. It was just a miserable place to live, and it's not fair to judge Michigan at its worst. And so I'm not making a statement about it, but at that moment, it was not a good place for us coming in, not able to meet new people. It was just not a good situation. So we came up with this idea. We wanted to move south where things were a little bit more normal. And this opportunity came for us to move just south of Atlanta. I didn't have a job lined up, but I had this idea because I've been doing social media for a long time, been in marketing for a long time. And the goal was like, let's create social media. TikTok was on this rise, and I knew it was early. We could kind of capture it a bit, that we would then be able to get enough attention for our family that would lead me to a marketing job or even a sales or, social media things that I've done. And then so that was the whole game plan. We were going to sell our house, move south Atlanta. Kids could be in school, do the normal things, but then it kind of took off a little bit quicker than even what we thought it would, and it kind of became our thing.
And so, what moment did you know that it went viral? I got to ask.
Well, I think it was, even before we moved to the US, when TikTok first came around, we were playing around on it, and we had a video go for about 5 million views. And so that's when, in the back of my head, I knew that TikTok was a place where you can get lots of views fast. But then when we were moving and everything, it kind of went away. And then TikTok was still growing slowly. But then when we decided to push into it, as well as Instagram and YouTube, because I've been doing YouTube for our whole life, but never really had kind of the breakout moment that we had with TikTok. But I think it was like our 5th video that we did. So even before we actually moved out of Michigan, I think it went for a couple million. And then I just kind of knew that we could create these kind of short 15-second videos that would grab people's attention.
And it's incredible. And the piece that I love of it is it's all, family friendly stuff. You guys come from a strong background of faith. So how do you balance that? Because when we think of viral videos and content creators and things like that, we don't necessarily think of that in a good light, but you guys are bringing that in. So how do you balance creating entertaining content, while ensuring it's that faith-centered, uplifting thing for audiences?
Right. So we feel like there's really 2 directions you can go, because there is a lot of things on social media that are not helpful, actually could be hurtful as well. But that could be said about TV. There's books that you could read that are not helpful, right? All of us are on the internet. We have phones in our pockets, and yet those things could be hurtful if used in the wrong way. And so God has designed certain things, and he says in this context, it's lovely, it's good, it's very good. But in this context, it's not good. And so we view social media as the same. And so part of what we want to do is create content that is family friendly, that no matter who watches it, we know if you're watching our content, there's going to be nothing that is controversial or anything that a 5-year-old should be able to watch.
Yeah, that is so refreshing with that. How do you keep coming up with ideas for these videos? Because they're awesome. I love them. I get stuck there watching all your videos all day long.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's like anything else, creative. My strategy is, and there's a book written on this called Steal Like an Artist.
Okay.
And this idea of like, there's so many amazing things out there already. So we find things that we like, we think about things that we like, that we find interesting, and then we just put our own twist on it. Some of the things that we do to try to, after creating over 1,000 videos, we know which kind of videos will do well. And then if there's anything that's kind of hitting in pop culture, we try to hack that. And so with the Super Bowl coming up around the corner, we'll do a video where we stand next to, and the 2 different quarterbacks, Mahomes and Hurt, and we'll say like, who do we think's going to win? And then I'll try to, right? Yeah. So I think they're both. I think Hurt's like 6'1". I think Mahomes is 6'2". So same height as my 16-year-old daughter. And so we'll be there. And then of course when my 7'1" son pops on the screen, he'll be towering over them. So those type of videos do very well. So we try. And then I need to look. I don't know who the Super Bowl halftime performer is this year, but like last year, or was it maybe even 2 years ago? Time flies. When it was Rihanna. Like we stood next to Rihanna. She's super short, and I think that video got like 5 million views. So a little bit of that is just trying to be, what's trending in culture right now, and try to jump on that. And then there's times where we just want to do videos that we know probably won't get a ton of views, but kind of tell the story a little bit more as well. And we're okay if every video doesn't go viral.
I love it. Love it. One question I know the audience is probably going to ask, or at least that I've thought about this myself. Being a father myself, and you being a father, how has raising your family in the public eye, how has that influenced the faith journey? the aspects of all of that, you know, the humbleness with the kids, like what lessons have you learned during that about trusting God's plan?
Yeah, I think from a very early age, like
Mhm.
nothing's changed about us. So we've taught our kids who Jesus is and what he's done for us and who we should live for. And so that's been constant. We live in a very small town. And so day to day is very, very normal.
Awesome.
Like nobody cares who we are. Like, so we walk around town. And so, once in a while we'll go to, like, there's a town not far away and we'll go into a Target and then, a teenage girl may spot, my daughter or something, and
Yeah.
kind of like that. But it being like TikTok famous is not the same. Where if we go on vacation, once in a while people ask for photos, and I mean that's honoring. Like that's
Yes.
you know. So it's one of those things. Of course we do it, and it's been able to provide a lifestyle for us and that we enjoy. But we live in probably the cheapest house that we've lived in. That
Mhm.
my wife and I have been married. We have a car that the door handles don't work, and so I mean, I think we just live a humble lifestyle, and I think people assume that just because you're famous on the internet, you make a lot of money, and so it provides us a lot of opportunities, but by no means would I would say that people might be shocked, because I think a lot of people lie about how much you make doing
Yes.
social media.
Yeah, people they have this uh, untrue thought about how, you know, all these viral videos, how much money's made and all this because they hear the Mr. Beast and all these things. When in reality, that's not necessarily the case. Um, I got a question for you because our show is about, you know, thriving in life, business, faith, all of these things. As a social media strategist, before we finish up here, we got about a minute left. What advice do you give faith-based entrepreneurs, businesses looking to grow their online presence?
The idea is to get out there. You got to be a practitioner in whatever you do. And so right now, I think we still underestimate the power of social media. We are on it all the time. We get that little pop up on our phone on Sunday, and we're embarrassed by how much time we spend on our phone. And yet, when it comes to pushing our product or our ideas or our services out to other people, we don't actually think about it as human beings. We think about all this complicated stuff we need to do. But if we simply put content out on the internet that is interesting to people and clear and concise, then it's going to reach. So every day we're reaching 2 million people every single day on our platforms. And so it's one of those things where if you're a Christian trying to spread, whether it's an idea or your product or your service, there's it's not even close. Social media is the way to do it today. And yet most companies don't even think about how to use it properly for their business.
Awesome. Well, Rob, thank you so much for being on the show. Go check out the family's videos. That Tall Family, you can find them on all the social media links: TikTok, YouTube, Facebook. I've seen them multiple different places, Instagram. They're all over the place. It's That Tall Family. Thank you so much, Rob.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.
Mr.
I'm going to
Pat.
start a thing called That Fat Guy.
Are you talking about me or you?
No, I was talking about myself.
Okay.
But yes,
We can both be on it.
After Jess, I'm guilty now, and I feel like I need to not eat at all. So
Well, I'm gonna go have my Kingdom Health meal here right after the show. Here, go eat my eggs and just real food. But Rob, we've made it to another Wednesday, and through
it
the
has
Wednesday.
been another great Wednesday. Man, it's so much fun. Hey, Jason, I want to take just a quick second. We want to thank each and every one of you that watch the show. Some of our shows have amazing numbers now, and we're super, super blessed. And we want to thank you for that. It doesn't go unnoticed, and we appreciate each and every one of you. And we love you, and we want you to go out and thrive.